This baboon has found an ostrich nest. The eggs are enormous. The adults are somewhere else. And for an opportunistic forager, that looks like an opportunity. It moves in, touches the egg, checks the nest. Then something changes. An adult ostrich is coming back. Now the baboon has a new problem. Forget stealing breakfast. It has to get away from the owner. And somehow, this will not be the last thing it tries to steal today. This opening encounter is a reconstruction based on behaviors known from these animals. Chacma baboons have long been described taking bird eggs, including historical accounts of them breaking and eating ostrich eggs. But the more important part of this story is not one particular theft. It is the way a baboon approaches food. Baboons are extraordinarily flexible foragers. They can eat fruits, seeds, roots, leaves, insects, and animal foods when opportunities appear. And sometimes, the easiest food is the food that somebody else has already put in one place, like a nest. On the open ground, an ostrich nest is difficult to overlook. The eggs are huge. A single one is far larger than the eggs most animals encounter. But size creates another problem. This is not something a baboon can casually pick up, tuck under one arm, and disappear with. The shell is thick, the egg is heavy, and manipulating it takes time. Time is exactly what a nest raider does not want to spend. The baboon investigates. It turns its attention from the egg to the surrounding grass, then back to the egg. Everything still looks quiet for the moment. But ostrich eggs are not simply abandoned objects on the savanna. Adult ostriches share parental duties around the nest. And when a large adult appears again, the calculation changes immediately. A baboon may be clever. It may be strong. It may be extremely good at finding food. But it is now standing beside the property of the largest living bird. The ostrich closes the distance. The baboon looks up, and breakfast suddenly becomes much less important. It moves away. Quickly. There is no reason to turn this into a battle. For the baboon, the sensible option is distance. The ostrich needs only to drive the intruder away from the nesting area. The baboon needs only to avoid being caught in a dangerous confrontation. So the theft is abandoned. The baboon runs. The ostrich follows far enough to make the message clear. And if suitable trees or rocks are nearby, the baboon has an advantage the ostrich does not. It can climb. A few moments later, the animal that was inspecting the world's largest bird egg may be sitting safely above the ground, looking down at an opportunity that is no longer available. The first attempt has not gone particularly well. This would be an excellent moment to become more cautious. The baboon continues foraging. Apparently, the day is not over. Back on the ground, normal food is everywhere. Plant material, seeds, fruit when it is available. Small items that can be collected without being chased by a 2-meter-tall bird. And for a while, this is exactly what the baboon does. There is no theft, no angry owner, no emergency retreat, just ordinary feeding. Then it notices another bird and another nest. This time, the owners are much smaller. Egyptian geese are nowhere near the size of an ostrich. But smaller does not mean cooperative. A real observation from South Africa captured a baboon raiding an Egyptian goose nest, while the adult geese tried repeatedly to drive it away. The difference in size was enormous. The difference in determination was not. The geese approached. They called. They moved at the baboon. They made their objection extremely clear. The baboon continued investigating the nest. There is something almost absurd about the situation. Earlier, a baboon had every reason to avoid a giant ostrich. Now birds far smaller than the baboon are trying to remove it from their eggs. And the baboon still has to decide the same thing. Is the food worth the trouble? That question follows an opportunistic animal everywhere. A food item may be valuable, but food is never really free. Sometimes the cost is effort. Sometimes it is competition. Sometimes it is an angry bird repeatedly returning to the exact place you are trying to raid. And the same problem exists inside a baboon troop. One individual finds something good, another notices. Suddenly, whatever everybody else was eating looks less interesting. A piece of food that can be controlled by one animal can become valuable simply because it can be monopolized. The holder moves. Another watches. Someone approaches too closely. The food changes hands. Or it does not. Sometimes the only result is a short pursuit and several annoyed baboons ending up exactly where they started. From a human perspective, it is tempting to call all of this stealing. But that gives the behavior more planning and morality than it needs. The baboon is not waking up with a criminal schedule. It is responding to opportunities. A patch of fruit is an opportunity. A nest can be an opportunity. Food dropped by another baboon can be an opportunity. And the cost of each one is different. That flexibility is one reason baboons can live in such a wide range of conditions. They do not depend on one perfect food source. They investigate. They remember. They watch what is happening around them. And when something valuable appears, they may test whether it can be taken. Sometimes that works. Sometimes 2 angry geese arrive. And sometimes the thing that owns breakfast is an ostrich. By late in the day, our baboon has survived every poor decision so far.